When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, Real Estate Matters with Suter Title is here to inform, entertain, and inspire you. Host Bill Napick from Suter Title will talk with guests about what really matters when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate. Real Estate Matters with Suter Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill Napick.
And I'm here with Tammy Barna. She's our Business Development Officer at Suter Title in Cypress. Hey, Tammy, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. How's it going? This is such a beautiful place out here, isn't it?
It is, and this is a show first. We're sitting right here on a boat getting ready to take the tour and do some interviews with Turner Sotheby's International Realty, Paul Killian, and some tremendous people from their team.
And I was so honored this morning to be a part of their office meeting that they have once a month. Brought in breakfast, got to talk and meet a few new agents, see some old faces I knew. It's been a great morning.
So here we are. We're going to be launching this boat off in just a little bit. And again, this is a show first. We've never been on the water, and we've never been on Town Lake in Cypress, Texas. So for those listening, we'll describe it. Plus, you'll be able to see it on the YouTube video. Right, Tammy?
Yes, you will. And those are always a go-to on Facebook that I can watch. If I can't listen to it at the time it's on the radio program on the weekend, I can always look back on Facebook or YouTube.
It's everywhere.
Catch up.
And Tammy, if someone wants to close at Suter Title in Cypress, what should they do?
Well, they should call Tammy Barna. My telephone number is 713-203-8640. And come see us. We have a brand new office. It is absolutely gorgeous on the corner of Skinner and 290. Great location.
There you go. And we're getting ready to start this adventure real soon. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Bill.
And welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Suter Title, a show first. So glad you could join us. We are at the Town Lake Boardwalk, Cypress, Texas, on a boat. That's right. So we will describe to you what's going on. We have super guests here, as always, on this show. So thank you for tuning in to Real Estate Matters with Suter Title. I'm your host, Bill Napick. And first, from Turner Sotheby's International Realty, here he is, Paul Killian. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here.
It is super awesome, and it's great that you arranged this boat that we're going to be on. We're going to describe what we see. We're going to tell people about your company. We're going to talk real estate and so much more. First of all, let's tell people about your location here in Cypress.
Yeah, so, for people listening outside of town, we're Turner Sotheby's International Realty. We like to cover every inch of Houston is what we tell our clients. We have 6 brick and mortars located north, south, east, west, and central of the city. And as you mentioned, right now we're in the northwest part of town, Cypress. We're at the boardwalk at Town Lake in Cypress, Texas right now.
And every time I hear about Cypress, Texas, there's so much going on. Obviously, you located an office here, but every month there's something new, and we hear about the brisk real estate market. Let's give people an overview of what they could expect. Let's say they're from our home state of Pennsylvania,
Yes.
and they're saying, Cypress, Texas, we heard of Houston, but what's going on in Cypress?
So Cypress is easily one of the fastest growing parts of Greater Houston, and people like it. As you'll see soon, we're on a lake not too far from downtown, and so what has drawn so many people from across the nation and internationally to Houston specifically are jobs. And we're seeing lots of job growth. We're seeing lots of innovation in the town of Houston. And people like land. They like big houses here in Texas. And that's exactly what you get here.
The thing I'm thinking about, maybe because I'm hungry, that is they like great food. And there's all the corners of Houston, and when you're talking about all these areas you covered, we have great restaurants all over the place. I think it's one of the best restaurant cities, certainly in the United States, if not far beyond.
I would say Houston easily has one of the most underground food scenes in America. You look downtown after the Super Bowl was here about 2 years ago, there was an explosion of restaurants, and 90+% of them are still here today. And, year to date, 2018, we've seen tons of new restaurants come in and stay. And Texas people have a refined taste. Of course, you have your barbecues, you have your Tex-Mex, but it's expanding past that, and the palate is just growing and growing.
And when you review, your office has now been here about a year, is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
And when you think about that year, give us an idea of some of the things that have gone on in terms of real estate activity, perhaps some of the things that you expected, also a few surprises along the way. What didn't you expect that came to be out here this year?
So we're very much a growing office. We've been open exactly 1 year this week, which we're very excited about. And so just in general, Turner Sotheby's International Realty, we do about $2 billion in sales every single year. I think the client mostly knows us in the higher end. For example, a week ago, Houston Business Journal did an article about the top 15 sales in Houston, Greater Houston. And
by dollar volume?
By dollar volume, we were very excited. We were the top 4 out of 5 and top 7 out of 15. What I think most people don't understand about our company is that our median sales price, which means half above, half below, is actually $440,000. So what that means when you're in certain areas is that half of our business, we've done about 1,500 sales in the last year in the 200, 300, and low 400 price point.
And before we focus more, in fact, this whole show about Cypress and this Town Lake area, give us a word on some of the other locations, like your flagship location inside the Loop. What's the other activity points and levels in your company?
And that's a really exciting question, and we talk about this a lot, right? And so when someone would say, so how's Town Lake doing? That's a very hard question to answer because there's always subsections within a community, right? So to say, how is Cypress doing, you would say, well, how is the 200 to 300 price point versus the $1 million+ price point? And we have all sorts of statistics, and we have all sorts of reporting available to all of our agents, which they in turn can deliver to their clients on a weekly or more than that basis. And so we love doing is drilling down to the specific price points within the neighborhood so we can tell the story that we need to tell.
And speaking of price points, let's go to that top price point, the $1 million+. How is that going right now here in the last quarter of the year?
Right. So the last quarter, that's really strong. Hard just put something out. So Hard defines the high end as anything $750,000 and above. That was the only price point in September to increase from the year before. Now, we love doing year-over-year comparisons. As you know, around a little over a year ago, we had Harvey, which really has impacted the ability to do year-over-year. So now we say, okay, if we can't do a strict year-to-year comparison, let's look at 16 and 15, and let's truly try to understand these trends. And then we take that, and then we share it with our agents, and then our agents can then take that knowledge and deliver it right back to the client.
And for those that are tuning in on YouTube, right behind us, as the boat is sitting still right now, we expect it to take off here in a little bit, but your location is right in the background. So if you want to tune into the YouTube video, you can see that. If you're listening in the car driving, just imagine we're on a boat with the Turner Sotheby's International Realty team, and their location is right behind us. That's just a great view everywhere we look around here on the lake, right, Paul?
Oh, yeah. So you can see our 12-foot sign directly from the Barker Cypress Road. We overlook the lake. We overlook the visitor center. So if in the summer months you're tanning on the beach and you look up, you can see our bright, beautiful blue sign looking right back at you.
You have such a competitive edge in so many categories in the real estate world. However, I'm just picturing someone that is interested. Maybe they haven't even been to Cypress, but they want to learn about it. They may want to buy a house, and they arrive at your location. And I think this area probably puts them in a tremendous mood to begin that real estate adventure or continue it or finish it.
So we've been active. Our company's been active in this area for years and years and years. And Cypress has grown to a point where we realized, we really need a brick and mortar. And brick and mortars are still very important in the real estate industry because you want a place to meet your clients. You want a place to spread out the paperwork because buying a home can be a complicated process. It's emotional. So you want to bring someone into something that's comforting, an area where, you can have coffee and water and just have a place to have a long conversation if needed. And maybe 2 years ago or so, this building didn't even exist. And so we've been looking out here for a while, and we waited for the right opportunity. And we're very happy with our opportunity. We're happy overlooking. We have a balcony. We do events out here, and it's just a great, fun place to be.
And you talk about the real estate transaction, the complexities of it, but throughout that process, beginning before you even think about buying a home, all those things, the mindset is so important. And I think whether you're right here on a lake setting like you are or any other location, getting people in the right mindset to prepare is so important. I think you're accomplishing that right here in a major way.
Yeah, we're trying hard to do that. And a lot of the buzz right now in the real estate industry is about technology brokers and current brokers that are just instilling technology into their into their packages and offerings. And I think as a client, you have to understand what that really means to you. And at our company, we like to put that technology in the hands of the client, right? So Sotheby's International Realty was the first to come out with a virtual reality app called Curate, where you just simply download it. If you're in a vacant room and you don't understand what to do, like say you're a buyer, you want to buy a house, and one room's a little awkward, you pull up this app and it automatically places different types of furniture, traditional, modern, whatever you want to choose from in there. You can make it bigger, smaller, swap something out. And you can stand there and within 3 minutes, you can totally understand and have a perfect vision of what you want to do. And then hopefully that translates into a sale. Or, which we're totally comfortable with, you say, you know what, I've seen what can happen there. This isn't going to work for me. And as a Martha Turner Sotheby's International agent, you can just say, okay, I've got 10 more to look at. Here we go.
And Paul, what's the feedback that you get from this location when people arrive for the first time, or they do a transaction here, or they meet your agents? What do they say about this?
Oh, without a doubt, they're impressed. They like it. You know, we tried very hard with the design to make sure that it was accommodating to both our agents, but also to the clients coming in. Like I was saying before, we have a patio up there with furniture. So on nice days, you can sit out there and have a conversation. And, you know, each client is different. And I think to be a successful agent, you have to understand your client. We talk a lot about communication, right? Some clients like to talk on the phone, some like to text, some like to DM. So, you know, there's all different ways of communicating. So it's not about you as the agent, how you like to. It's about understanding your client and delivering service to a client. And we talk a lot about that at our company, delivering the service.
And Paul, before we conclude this segment, what else would you like people to know?
Just come on out here. We are relatively new from a brick and mortar sense. We've been in this community for years and years and years. If you did not know we were here, please stop by the boardwalk at Town Lake. They do events all the time. We had a very big July 4th event where they shoot fireworks just across the lake right there. We were watching them from the balcony here. They have a big Halloween event coming up. And we just do events here all the time. We're a big sponsor of it, and we just love being out and in the community.
And we're going to hear more from Paul later in the show. Thank you, Paul Killian.
Thank you.
And we're going to take a short break. We're coming right back with even more. We're going to begin this boat trip in a few seconds.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. The boat is now moving very nicely on Town Lake, Cypress, Texas. Our next guest is Robin Suter. Robin, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you. So glad to be here.
And you are also with Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty. Let's tell people what you do for the company.
Yes, I'm one of the vice presidents of sales for the company. We actually have 3 of our management team that handle all the transactions and work with the agents across all 6 offices that we have. So I'm really fortunate. We have just an awesome group that we all work together and help get all of our agents on board and through their transactions.
And you have a super fun job, don't you?
It is fun.
And you get to see the activity all around the city from your perspective, and you also get to see the different types of individuals that are out there selling real estate, and that in itself to me is very fascinating.
It's really part of one of the most rewarding parts of the jobs. I was actually an agent out here in the Cypress area for 22 years before moving into the management role. So I'm really enjoying being on this side of the table per se, helping to develop the agents, coaching them through some of their transactions, and just helping them develop their business and earn more business. So it's really been fun.
And let's give people an idea how many agents are on your team with all the locations.
Right. Across all 6 offices, we have around 310 agents, so a nice group.
That's a lot to manage, and
It
a
is.
lot of.
That's why there's 3 of us.
And when
right?
we talk about a lot of moving parts, that
Yes.
is really something. So let's tell people, here we are, Cypress. Give us an
Yes.
idea of the activity out here from your perspective.
Of course. Well, and this area is near and dear to my heart, of course, because I did sell here for 22 years. My husband and I have 2 sons who grew up here, so we went through the Cypress school system, which has really been helpful to, help with the agents that are selling here. We have 19 agents in our office now. Okay, they're waving.
And there's one of them. And for those that are driving that don't tune into the YouTube video, we're looking
Yes.
at your location, and one of your agents is
That's
right there.
right. We have somebody waving to us on the patio.
Taking a picture
Yeah.
of us right here. So that's pretty much fun. No doubt about it.
It is. It's such a growing area. Obviously, Cy-Fair Schools has always been a big draw to this area. Certainly, that's one of the reasons my husband and I moved here ourselves 25 years ago for the school system. Cy-Fair right now has 14, believe it or not, 14 high schools. The newest one is just right behind us. 14.
Holy smokes.
Yes, and I think there's up to 50 now elementary schools. So it's the third largest school district in Texas, actually. So it's right up there.
That is astounding. And people hear this show, certainly here in Houston and the surrounding areas, but I know people tune in from afar, from other states, and Texas and Houston already has that idea of big and all that. But when you get here and you live here or visit, it really is.
It really is. But that's what's so nice about us having our brick and mortar locations in 6 different areas around Houston, because we almost feel like all the areas where our offices are kind of small communities. It's almost like 6 cities within the greater Houston area. So once you get here, you really will feel the sense of community. And because the schools are large, but our PTA systems are large here, the volunteerism is large here. And that's one reason we love having the brick and mortar. It really helps our agents get infiltrated in the community, get involved, get connected with their clients, get connected with each other. I mean, that's really important for us in our offices to have a lot of that agent-to-agent team building and helping each other. That's really been a culture that's been with the company since the very beginning. So you can really feel it when you come.
And for people not seeing the visuals, we just went under a bridge. That's super fun. I'm going to tell you already, Robin, I'm not going to want to get off the boat because I love chilly weather. I love the boat, and I love talking about real estate and all these fascinating things.
Well, I bet you didn't know that this is a 300-acre lake, by the way, and it is the largest privately owned lake in Houston. And again, for those people that are new to the area, my husband is one who's used to commute to downtown via the Park and Ride, which is just not even a mile from here. So how amazing to be able to work downtown, get on the bus, come home, and within 10 minutes you can be in your boat and skiing, because this is a ski lake. So one of only 3, I believe, in the city of Houston. So it's a pretty awesome lifestyle.
It's really nice, and in addition, it looks like people, I guess if they choose, can build a dock, so they have the luxury of being able to just jump on the boat and go out there after work or whenever else.
Yes, and there's several marinas here, so if you do have a property that doesn't have the waterfront or the boat dock, there's several marinas for you to, put your boat in a slip as well. So we're hoping maybe one day we'll get a boat of our own. Hint, hint.
Listen, I don't know why you don't have it already, because this is really incredible.
Yeah.
And to think about this, putting it in perspective also, is that we're in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
We're not that far from the center of the city. We're not that
at
far
all.
from the inside the loop or anything else. But this is really a nice lifestyle to look upon. Since I don't live here, I can only look at it unless I buy a house. Now, I may get in the mood for that later, but
well,
yes,
we know some realtors that can help you. So.
I think you do. That's right. You have. And speaking of the realtors that are part of this team of 300 or so, let's talk about the Cypress. And we're going to talk to some of your Cypress realtors here in a minute, but it's also so much about any business, any profession, having the right people.
It really is.
And you're known for that, your company.
It really is. We're so proud of the agents here. We have 19 agents in our office, and being that we've only been open literally a year and a week, we're really proud of that. As a matter of fact, we're approaching close to $45 million in sales since we opened.
Just this office?
Just this office.
Wow.
So we're really, really excited about that and very proud of our agents. But what's important to us is that the agents that do come in, typically they're referred by other agents in the office. And that's what we really love. It really keeps the culture strong, that agents are bringing agents in that they've worked with before, they enjoy working with, that would fit the culture of teamwork. Because again, our agents really understand the importance of, I help you, you help me, it helps everyone. And so that's a culture that starts from the top down.
And as we look to the left, to the right, in front. The homes that we're seeing, these are just, some of them are gigantic celebrity-style homes.
Yes.
And it's unbelievable. You could see the lifestyle. You come home, you get in the pool, you sit on the porch. It is just really, really beautiful. I've never seen this part of Cypress,
great.
I'm so glad we're on the boat
Yeah,
today.
the prices here range really from anywhere from, say, the low 400s to over $2 million. I believe there's a few houses now that have exceeded that price. So all kinds of builders, several custom builders. So really anything a client could want, you can build here. And it is a pretty amazing lifestyle.
Now let's tell people to balance it out a little bit when we're talking waterfront homes.
Yes.
You also have a location in the Bay Area, Clear Lake, right?
We do.
So that's also a place where people can find that waterfront living in a little different environment.
Yes, and that's again why to us it's so important to have those locations that are right in those communities, because it is a different feel, different culture, a different lifestyle. I mean, there, of course, you're living near the bay and all the other water activities that go on a more daily basis. Here, it really is just sort of a nice niche within the city and really only 23 miles from downtown. So it's just a completely different feel than if you were close to Galveston or the bay.
And again, Robin, let's repeat those statistics of this lake. You said it's the largest.
Yeah, it's the
and how many
largest
acres?
privately owned lake in Houston. It's 300 acres. Actually, this boat ride is a continuous 6-mile run if we wanted to take the whole 6 miles. So it's really large for a lake living.
So if someone wants a home in this area, I would think you take them on the boat every now and then.
It's sort of hard to resist once you get on the boat, right? As soon as a client comes on this, it's pretty much take me to the builder.
Yeah, give me the boat ride and then we'll enlist your services. I see how that could happen.
That's why we're thinking we need a boat.
Listen, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So for the management team that may be listening, hey. But it is really nice. So let's tell people a little bit more about what we're seeing here. And those that are not looking at the video, you can tune in later. Bill Nampick Radio Shows is the YouTube channel, and it'll be posted here by the time you're listening to this. But in addition, we're painting the picture. Beautiful homes are to the left, to the right. Some of them are massive, and it just looks like people are enjoying a special kind of lifestyle right here in the Houston area.
Yeah, it's a lot of custom homes are available, as well as we have some of the top-rated production builders here. Pretty much anything that you're looking for would be available. There are 3 schools actually within the neighborhood, so that's certainly a big draw. There's 2 elementaries and 1 middle school that are here in the neighborhood. There's even a water taxi. So if you want to go up to the boardwalk and grab lunch, you can order the water taxi from the Welcome Center. They'll come pick you up and take you there. Of course, those that have a boat, that's part of the lifestyle, right, is you can drop your boat in and take it up to the boardwalk. So it's another reason why we're so glad with the location that we have. It's such a destination there because not only are there businesses, but retail. In the green space that we walked by that you might have seen, there's activities that go on there. Lots of mommy and me activities. Some of our agents are even involved in that. A lot of photo op activities. We've sponsored a lot of that before. In the green space not too long ago, Town Lake celebrated their 2000th home. So we sponsored a booth there, which was really fun. Got to meet a lot of the residents. And some of our agents live here in Town Lake, so they're very involved as well. We also sponsored the triathlon that was in Bridgeland, which is our neighboring neighborhood here. We did some really nice water bottles. The runners definitely needed some water, so we sponsored that. So it's really made it so nice that the community on both of these neighborhoods are just so involved and help each other. And the boardwalk really is a great connector for all of that. Lots of activities for Town Lake and just Cypress in general happen there at the boardwalk. As a matter of fact, there's live music almost every weekend.
Well, we could actually put a band. This boat is so nice. We could have a little trio or duo here. And let's tell people, before we close out this segment, Robin, what else would you like them to know? And let's tell people the website to find out more about your company.
Absolutely. Well, we're located right off Barker Cypress, 9955, and it's Suite 220. We're right above Sam's Boat. Our website is sothebyshomes.com.
Very nice. Robin Suter, Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty. We're going to come right back with even more. Stay with us as we continue this wonderful boat cruise.
Stewart Title has been serving Texas for over 120 years. A Texas treasure, Stewart Title's longevity is a testimony to superior service, innovation, and knowing what their customers want. Recent surveys show that 92% of respondents want secure online tracking tools to help them during the closing process. Stewart Title offers the most robust and secure system to track transactions online available today. To learn more, contact Stewart Title at one of their many offices around the city. Stewart Title, online at stewart.com. That's STEWART.com.
And here we go. Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty. Now we get to talk to Deena Everest. She is a real estate agent here at the Cypress location. Deena, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill.
It is great to see you, and let's tell people a little bit about how you approach your real estate profession out here in Cypress at Martha Turner's.
Well, I'm new here at Martha Turner, and I've only been here about a month, but I have been so impressed so far. The management is just super. They're just taking me by the hand and walking me along with all their new systems, and I just really, I'm just so impressed.
You're having a good time.
I'm having a good time.
So you've
far.
made the right decision for you.
Yes.
And the thing that I'm picturing, if I were a real estate agent and joining the team, certainly out here in Cypress or any of the locations, they have, Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty has so many resources for you to use and to help your clients, your buyers and sellers, right?
Yes. They have an email system. They have an email system and print, and they're getting me all set up on their plans, to automatically send forms and things like that.
Well, one of the things that strikes me is that, and we mention this every now and then, and that is the real estate. When people see the TV shows and they see realtors driving nice cars, $1 million homes and all that, sometimes it makes the profession look easy. But in reality, it's not necessarily that easy. You have to be systematic. You have to always put the client's interests first, exceed expectations. How do you go about the service part of your role, whether you're helping buyers or sellers? What are the things that you keep in mind to do a great job for either category?
I think listening to what their needs are, what their expectations are, making sure that they know that I care about them, that they're my number one priority.
So that's a lot of things to keep in mind. From your perspective, in making this change here, being at the company for a month, what are some of the things that you're seeing as far as the marketplace? How is it? Is it brisk? Are there more sellers or buyers out here right now?
Well, it's a seller's market, and there are buyers out there looking. You just have to have the right marketing and priced right.
So the key for the seller, I'm thinking, is there's so many things that are involved with that. If you're going to sell your home, you want to make sure that it has to look right, the right photography. So those are some of the things that you help people with all the time, right?
Yes. We always use professional photography. Sotheby's also has a department that makes sure that the photography looks even better than the professional photographers do. So that's a plus.
Always taking things to the next level to help clients buying or selling, right?
Yes.
So if someone came to you, Deena, and we're talking with Deena Everest, I just wanted to say your last name again because that's super fun. But let's say someone came to you from, I don't know, Pennsylvania. They found out about Cypress. They heard your name. They said, Deena, I want to buy a home here in this general area of the town lake, let's say, or maybe even on the water. What are the price points? Or let's say they came to you and said, look, I have $500,000 to spend. Give us an idea of the type of home, what they can get for that amount of money, where that value goes.
Right. Well, here in the Cypress area and Town Lake, the price ranges from the 200s up to over the millions. For
so you can even get something for 200?
Yes, there's a section in Town Lake that you can get in. It's more entry level.
Would that be a new home or an existing home?
Probably an existing home, but this neighborhood is very new, so it wouldn't be that old. I would say a brand new house you could get in the 300s.
So now I'm starting to feel pretty good about that $500,000. I might get some extras for that.
Yes. It's a possibility that there's some houses that you can even get lakefront for that. But
That's where I was going to go.
Right.
Where do we begin the pricing if we want one of these homes that, again, people are driving, they may not be able to see, but they can imagine. We're on a boat, we're on water, and there's homes right and left to us.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to up it. 600. Can I get on the lake for 600?
Yeah.
For sure.
I think so. Yes, yes. There's some sections that have like little canals, and you can get in there for that price.
Now, the other thing that we're not seeing on the water, but I'm imagining, are some of these gated communities, by the way?
Yes, yes. They're custom home sections, gated.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Yes.
So let's tell people, what are some of the other things that you tell people that may not know about Cypress? Or let's say you meet somebody along the way and you're saying, well, I work in the Cypress area, and they say, well, I've never really been out there. Paint a little bit of a picture beyond what we've already done. We're on a boat, but what are some of the other things that are distinctive about Cypress?
Well, Cypress does not have a downtown. It's all neighborhoods, pretty much.
That's interesting.
Yes. We're only an hour and 15 minutes from College Station. So if you're an Aggie, whoop,
that's a good thing.
It's close. It's a day trip. Cypress has older sections too. Very nice. It's one of the largest growing areas, and they say that it'll be like 100,000 people in the next 10 years or something like that.
That's always interesting. If we imagine turning the clock ahead a year, 5 years from now, any of these areas in this Houston area is amazing, because what it'll be like is, I don't know if we can imagine it, except that there'll be more traffic. Already we have a lot of that, right?
We have a lot of that, but 290 will be complete very soon. Right now it's a little bit of a headache, but a lot of it is all complete, and soon it will be so easy to get downtown.
And
so if you're working downtown.
From a buyer standpoint, what are some of the things here as we're in the 2018, getting into 2019 soon, what are some of the things that people are looking for in homes these days as a buyer than, say, they did years ago? Mm-hmm. What do they like?
Well, a lot of people are liking their wine rooms. That's kind of a new trend.
I don't have a wine room, but I like my wine wherever I have it.
Yes. And really, they're looking for lifestyle, the lifestyle of the neighborhoods with all the amenities that they have. Like, for instance, we're seeing how Town Lake has amazing amenities. They've got a lazy river.
Wow.
For residents only. A lot of activities for residents only. Bridgeland has amenities like hammock park, tree house.
Wait a minute. Now,
things
that's
like
a new one. Hammock Park.
Yeah.
That sounds like it might be the relaxing
Yes.
portion of the deal.
Yes, yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yes.
Well, before we conclude the segment, Deena, what are some of the other things that inspire you about this area that you think about?
Well, I just love the Cypress area because of the new homes, the great builders that they have out here. If you're looking for a home that's already energy efficient and things like this.
That's an advantage right there.
So it's good.
And as we're cruising along in our boat here, we're looking to the left, and there are some actually homes that are being constructed right now. So you see new construction, you see homes being built. So it looks like there's no slowing down out here.
That's right. That's right. It's just going gangbusters.
And let's tell people, of all the things you could be doing, you chose the real estate profession. What is it about real estate that gets you excited every day to do all the things you need to do to be successful?
I get to shop for houses, and I don't have to spend my own money.
I've asked that question a lot of times. That's the first time I got that answer, and that's a good one. Deena, let's tell people how they can reach out to you in case they want to enlist your services.
Well, you can go to my website, DeenaEverest.com, or email me at Deena@DeenaEverest.com, or my phone number is 713-705-7041.
One more time on the phone number.
713-705-7041.
And they can't forget your name even if they want to.
That's right.
I love that. Deena Everest. Thank you, Deena, for being on the show. We're going to take another short break. Stay with us as we continue this boat radio adventure. We're coming right back.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title. I'm your host, Bill Napick, on this radio boat adventure with the Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty team. And now we have Lisa Adams. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
And it is just so much fun. I don't want to leave the boat, Lisa.
No, I don't either.
Except
Just
that
stay
it's
here all
cold,
day.
yeah.
Except it's cold.
But I like that briskness. In the meantime, let's tell people you're out here in the Cypress office with the Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty team and what fun that is. Let's tell people about how you approach real estate out here.
How I approach real estate out here is the lifestyle that we have. On the water, it's very peaceful out here. You don't have the hustle and bustle of so many
Traffic
people
and all
and
those
traffic
things,
and
right.
people walking. Yeah, it's great. It's very peaceful out here. So
And
we enjoy it.
I think you said before we started this that you don't live that far, so you're really enjoying and know the lifestyle out here.
Absolutely. I used to drive an hour into the office, and now it's 10 minutes.
Who doesn't love that?
I know. Who doesn't love that, especially with 290?
So let's tell people the other thing I was thinking about is you have been at several of the locations of
Yes.
your company. So let's tell people how you arrived here and some of the other locations that you've been helping at in Martha Turner Sotheby's International Realty.
How I arrived here was one of the managers called me and asked me if I wanted to look at Martha Turner properties at the time and see about coming on as an agent. And so I said, sure, that's great. That's wonderful. And so I started out in the downtown office at the Galleria, which was great because I got to learn a whole lot from the seasoned agents down there and learn a little bit more about downtown. And so after a while, most of the business that I did was out in the suburbs. And so I decided to go to the Woodlands office. So that was still an hour drive from where I live. So but once 99 opened up, then it became 30-minute drive. So, and then when we opened the Cypress office, I was like, okay, well, it's time for me to move to Cypress because that's 10 minutes.
You raise your hand for that deal.
Absolutely.
I want to go to Cypress.
Absolutely. We begged these managers for this office, and they came through for us.
And they did a fine job.
Great job.
Super location, great views to serve your buyers and sellers. But also, let's touch on your experience with the Woodlands. People rave about the Woodlands as well.
They do.
And we are so fortunate, by the way, we're going under a bridge for those listening in the car just to paint that picture. But people love the Woodlands as well, and they get excited about it. We have so many great places here in the Houston area.
We
Give us a
certainly do.
word about the Woodlands when you're up there.
The Woodlands Woodlands has been around for quite some time. It started, I believe, in the early 70s, and it's very wooded. It's very, just very homey up there. It's got great schools up there. So people like the Woodlands because everything is right in the Woodlands as far as shopping and again, the great schools, lots of hike and bike trails. So, and then over the years, I've watched it evolve from the 80s, tells you how old I am, up until now.
80s.
And it
I
is
got
just,
here in the 80s, by the way.
Yeah, so did I. So it's evolved quite a bit, and it's a huge place. Lots to do up there.
And the real estate market we hear there is also very good.
It is very good. It is very good. People from all over the U.S. want to move to the Woodlands just because of what it does offer. Again, with the great schools and just you don't have to go anywhere but the Woodlands as far as anything you need to do.
That's right. So, but meanwhile, back in Cypress, Texas. But before, when you got to the Texas area, did you come from, by the way?
Actually, I came from South Texas. I first started out in the Clear Lake area, so south of Houston here. So now I'm in Cypress.
So I would think as an agent that moved from one office to the next, part of your tip for success or part of your exercise to be successful was to make sure that you talk to your existing clients that you've served, buyers and sellers, and say, hey, now I'm in Cypress. And I bet there's probably a few of them that might have been ready to move to Cypress because they've heard about it, because we're talking about it now. People talk about it all the time, the growth. You probably had some people that came out here.
Absolutely. So I have one very important client, and she said, Mom, where do I need to move? And I said, okay, you need to move to Cypress.
Tie these things together.
Let's tie these things together, yeah. She said, where do I need to live in Cypress? And I said, Town Lake. It's the best place. So brought her out here, showed her around, and she was like, "This is awesome. This is better than downtown." So she's going to be moving out of here close to me.
You're excited about that.
Absolutely.
And congratulations. That is so nice when we have things close together, our family, our profession, all those things. What are some of the other things that are going on in Cypress? And as you serve buyers and sellers all the time, what are some of the things you'd like people to know about this area that maybe they don't know about?
Well, of course, the water, the fact that we have the water here. So many people feel like they have to go up to Conroe or the beach in Galveston for the water, but you can have the water right here. And also with the boardwalk here, you can walk and eat lunch and have a couple of glasses of wine and just enjoy the atmosphere out here. You can go to the beach over here at the Welcome Center. So there's just a lot to do here, and it's just very relaxing. I can say the best thing about Town Lake is the relaxed atmosphere.
And there's some wildlife. As we've been taking this cruise now for a little while, we've had tremendous wildlife that we get to look at, and they seem to be having a good time too.
Absolutely.
They don't have to pay anything either.
They don't have to pay anything.
Speaking of money, here's another thought just came to mind. What about taxes out here? Are the taxes different here than, say, the Woodlands, than Katy or downtown?
They are, and everywhere is different. I would say probably I work a lot with relocation buyers that come from out of state, and so they do have culture shock when they look at the taxes and go, wow, these taxes are high. So we just have to remind them of what they get with those taxes. They get the excellent schools, and we don't have state income tax, so that also helps, put a little bit of less pressure on them when they do look at our tax rates. So tax rates are not horribly high. I have sold in areas where they are higher. So we have pretty much an average tax rate out here.
So out here, it's kind of not too high,
average.
not too low.
No,
it's just
pretty
the
average
deal.
Pretty average.
And I think when you mentioned the no state income tax, I'm a big fan of that. And as I think about, what if I retire one day? Will I stay in the Houston area? If I don't, I will always pick a place that doesn't have state income tax. Most likely, it might be here in Cypress for all I know.
Absolutely.
So let's tell people, from the buyers, other buyers than your daughter, let's say, what are they asking you about in the Cypress area, and what do they want to know about? And they say, hey, Lisa, I'm thinking about Cypress.
What they want to know, for the most part, are the school systems. They want to know the ease of getting around. They do ask about crime rates out here. They want to know that that this feels like home to them. They want to feel comfortable. And I think the ease of getting around the Cypress area is a big deal. Even though we have 290 under construction, that soon will end. Hopefully we're looking at that to end by the end of the year. So the ease of going back down into town will be so much better, and so people can live and they can work downtown, and it's not going to be an hour and 15 minutes downtown. So I think the ease of that is going to bring even more people out to the suburbs.
And the idea of a great school district to me is you don't have to have kids in school, but by being in that good school district, it helps you resell the home.
Absolutely.
And it's just good all the way around.
Absolutely. We have a great school system here, great sports. We have great social activities that we have. There's just a large variety of things that the schools offer our kids out here. So, yeah.
That sounds good. Well, Lisa, before we close out the segment, what else you want people to know about what you're doing out here in real estate or anything else about Cypress?
What we are doing out here, we love our office out here. We have great management out here.
I wouldn't want to go home if I worked here.
You know what?
I'd stay out on the porch.
There's been many times where I have taken my computer and sat out on that balcony with my sunglasses and my bottle of water and done my work. So that's just the awesomeness of this office, and we thank our management staff for allowing us to have this great office.
Well, that's what they do. They make great decisions.
Yes, they
made
do.
the decision over a year ago. I'm sure they scoped it out for prior to that,
yes,
maybe even
did.
several years. They did a good job, and I'm glad I got to see it here today.
Yes.
Lisa, let's tell people how they can reach out to you. We're talking to Lisa Adams.
So my email address is lisa.adams@sotheby'shomes.com, and my direct line is 281-330-4342.
One more time on the number.
281-330-4342.
Lisa Adams. Lisa, thank you for being on the show. By the way, I don't know why I'm going to ask this question, but it just dawned on me. Do you have a dog?
Yes, I do.
How many? One?
7-pound Yorkie.
What's her name or his name?
Mika.
How about that? Probably listening to the show right now, right?
Probably so.
All right, we're going to take another short break and come right back. Stay with us. Real Estate Matters. We're still on the boat and still cruising. We'll come right back And we are with Michelle Steffen, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Let's get an idea from the very basics of home insurance, some of the things that you think people should think about and how you engage in that conversation.
Absolutely. So really, when you're looking at a home insurance policy, there's two components. There's two sides of it. It's the structure and the personal property and how you recover on this side. And then on the other side, it's the liability component, medical payments, etc. So really, you have to break those into two and then dissect it, have that conversation, talk about what the customer is going to be responsible for versus what we're going to have the insurance company pay. And then personal liability and medical payments is how do you protect yourself from those situations that come up in life. It essentially is property damage and bodily injury to others. So when those events happen, how do you protect yourself from those issues?
And simply put, that's why people really should have a conversation with someone at your company where you can tailor this insurance properly, whether it's home or auto, but in this case, the home, because there are so many things to think about, and each policy is different.
Definitely. There's so many variables in insurance. One size doesn't always fit all. So it's important to have that conversation. Talk to somebody who is knowledgeable, who is can help give you that confidence when you're making coverage decisions, and ask questions so that you can, grow personally and develop your understanding of the coverage that you're buying. It's a two-way street. We've got to communicate. You've got to tell me what your risks are, and I'm going to investigate with you and help you discover those risks, and then we're going to find a solution for you. So as long as a customer is engaged and involved in the process with us, then we're going to be able to find something that will, number one, meet their needs and help protect them after a loss.
And, of course, you are looking at policies all the time and are very familiar where the average person may not be, because when we look at a policy, there are so many words there, there's so many contingencies, and it's actually difficult. So we really encourage people to reach out and talk with you. Let's tell them the phone number here, by the way.
Sure. It's 866-845-4676. Again, that's 866-845-4676.
Give us a word on some of the things that we should think about when thinking about deductibles.
So we already kind of touched on the fact that the insured or the customer, the homeowner, is taking on some responsibility, and then the insurance company takes on responsibility as well. The deductible is essentially their responsibility, what they're going to have to pay to recover. And if the insurance policy doesn't provide essential coverages, then there's a possibility the customer is going to pay above and beyond that deductible. Our job is to help discover those above and beyonds and find solutions for them, or at least educate somebody on what their out-of-pocket risks will be.
Also, let's tell people the website so they can see the full offering of what we have here at Stewart Insurance and Risk Management.
Sure. It's stewart.com, and you just search for the insurance tab.
In the policy, and we're not going to talk about flood right now, but other water situations that occur in the home, those are things that should be looked at, because other than a flood, water could come through walls, leaking pipes, hole in the roof. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So you've got, the rising water we've talked to at length. Then you have 4 additional water damage coverages, and most people don't know that those even exist. So you've got number 1, sudden and accidental. That's the burst pipe scenario. And then after that, you've got water backup of sewers and drains. So essentially, if the water backs up into the home through the water entry points, that's any water entry point in the home. The third is foundation water damage coverage. So if you have a covered water loss and they have to dig in and excavate into that foundation in order to access the plumbing, that would protect the homeowner in that event to recover that foundation. And remember that the plumbing system itself is not covered. It's the damage that's caused from the water loss. So that's something the customer would be responsible for as a homeowner.
So many nuances. Once again, Michelle, we're making the case that you really should prepare and go over the policy with a professional like yourself. Let's tell them again how they can reach out.
Absolutely. 866-845-4676. One more time, 845-4676. And Bill, one last water damage. I almost missed it. Seepage and leakage coverage. Yeah, and that's the big one. That's the one that most companies don't pay for. Because it is something that's typically excluded, you don't
just need to ask. You need to understand what the limitations are in your policy. So definitely make sure, again, those 4, seepage and leakage, sudden and accidental, water backup, and then foundation water damage.
Very nice. Michelle Steffen, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Bill.
And welcome back, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Our final segment as we pull into the dock. If you're tuning into the YouTube channel, and I encourage you to do so after the broadcast, Bill Napick Radio Shows. That is the YouTube channel, or go to radiobill.net. And as we finalize the show, Paul, what do you think? Here we've had a tremendous cruise. First time our show's been on the water. We want to thank Captain Richard Cook. He's right here steering. Thank you, Captain Cook. You're too awesome. I want to come back again. But let's tell people, what else would you like people to know, Paul, as we wind up the show?
Well, for me personally, October is one of my favorite times of year because
Me too.
This is when we look forward to next year, and we already started our planning meetings for 19, and we're just really excited to roll out all of our new features. We've had countless meetings already. I have more planned, and we're just so excited to roll out all these new products and ideas to our agents for 19.
I like that you said that. Planning. I love planning, and I love this part of the year for the planning purposes and all the other things that go with it. Paul, what else would you like people to know? And let's tell people the website.
Sure. So the website, sothebyshomes.com. That website, of course, is available 24/7. We also have another website called myperfecthouston.com. It's actually an award-winning website. It was designed to be mobile. And so you swipe up, down, left, right with your thumb. And we're just really excited that won an award. And so we're just continuing to look forward, like we said, plan and just improve.
And Robin Suter, before we wind things up, what else would you like people to know? I hate to leave the cruise.
I know. We want to thank you so much. And again, thank you for the boat ride. And really, we just want to say we're so proud of our agents. We're so glad you got to meet a couple of them and see our beautiful office. And for anybody that has any needs to buy or sell, we have the best agents in town. And so please come and see us.
Indeed you do. And Deena Everest. That's right. Deena Everest, everybody. How can people reach you, Deena?
Oh, well, you can reach me at Deena@DeenaEverest.com, or my number, 713-705-7041.
Very nice. And I bet if someone wants to have a cup of coffee with you on the balcony and talk real estate, you'd be game for that.
I would love that.
Just guessing. One more time on the number.
713-705-7041.
And Lisa Adams. Let's tell people how they can reach you, Lisa.
Best way to reach me is 281-330-4342.
What if I want to buy $1 million home? Is that okay?
You just come on up. I'll sell it to you.
Can I buy 2?
You can buy 3.
Super awesome.
I'll even buy you a beer.
Oh, I like that. And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Tyler, your host, Bill Napick. Thank you all. And don't be sad that the show's ending at the time of broadcast, because it never really ends. You can always go to Stewart.com/Houston. That's Stewart.com/Houston. Show number 246. That's right. That's the serial number. We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Captain Richard Cook. You're too awesome. Thank you, Tammy Barna, Business Development Officer for Stewart Title. That's where you can close those real estate transactions right here in Cypress, Texas. We'll see you next week. Stewart.com/Houston. Until then, thank you all.
Thank you.